Hello, wonderful. I wanted to check in with you on something that I've been noticing and a trend I have seen within people that I would love to STOP. Isn't there a song? I almost started singing RESPCT, but that doesn't work with STOP at all. The point being, I don't want you to figure out how something's going to end before you start it. And I see people all the time and they're saying, okay, so I'll be happy to start once I know how it's going to end. Sure, Sarah, no problem starting. No problem. Yep, I'll try that. I'll put myself out there here. I'll do this. I'll try that. I'm happy to start once I know the ending. I'll start the business when I know I'm going to be a millionaire. I'll start the book when I know it's going to be a bestseller. I'll start dating when I know that the first person I go out with, I'm going to be with them forever. I'll start meeting new people and networking when I know for a fact I'll never be rejected. And I've seen this pattern over and over, and it really gets people stuck because a body in motion stays in motion. It's a law of physics. If you're already in motion, it's easier to be in motion. That means it's easier to run if you've been running every day. It's harder to run if you've never ran before. It's easier to go skiing if you're used to skiing. It's easier to talk to people if you're used to talking to people. It's easier to eat healthy if you're used to eating healthy. It's easier to date if you're used to dating. It's easier to find new creative ways to build wealth for yourself if you're used to building wealth for yourself. But a trend I've been seeing, which I want to put a stop to, is overthinking and looking for the end before the beginning. The only way you're ever going to get to know someone is to put in the time to get to know them. The only way the book is ever going to be written is if you spend the time to write the book. The only way you're ever going to build a business or a coaching practice or a legacy or whatever is putting in the time. And we can't start without starting. But if you are a starter, if you're someone who builds a life of starting, a life of saying yes, a life of forward momentum, it's going to be a lot easier. But you have to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere. And I see so many people, they can never get started without knowing what the ending is going to be, which is a guaranteed way to stay stuck. And every action has a reaction. Sometimes we think in our heads, well, if I don't do anything, there's no reaction. But there is. If you never talk to anyone new, you don't meet anyone new. If you never start the book, you never finish the book. You're never an author. If you don't have the difficult conversation or set the boundary, then you keep living in misery with someone taking advantage of you. And we forget that if we don't have forward momentum, if we don't start somewhere, there is an equal consequence to that too. Not doing anything is a choice. Not becoming toxic person proof is a choice. Not building a life of forward momentum is a choice. And it's going to have consequences. So you're going to have consequences either way. You could have the consequences of forward momentum, of building a life, of meeting new people, of putting yourself out there, if you start. And no one knows the complete end of the story. If anything, that's what COVID and everything taught us. Our world just all flipped upside down in the last couple years. And so, anyone, anywhere, anybody who's tried anything hasn't known the end of their story until they wrote the beginning of their story. So, your goal today is to find a way to create forward momentum in your life and become a starter.